um, she instilled in us that same cleanliness, whether if we accept it, received it or not. She actually made us do chores. Like I remember we used to have to do my father's iron all my father's uniform for the week. Oh my God, I felt like that was the worst job ever. He was a mechanic and he had to wear all these different overalls and uniform like the pants and the shirt, and he had all these different ones, and it seemed like he had 50 uniforms. It might have been just 10, it might have been 15, but it felt like 50. So I used to have to iron his uniform. So she was very strict in regards to doing chores. And my mom was always made sure I was active. If she didn't have me in ballet, she had me in music lessons, or she allowed me to be a cheerleader. And so that when I went through that in my coming up. Another thing she instilled that she really believed in education, because she felt like if we got our education, then that would help us in our future. So my mom, she was nice, but she was very strict. So because she was strict, I didn't see the niceness until I got older. Because I felt like she was mean.
Right. But well.
So, because she was always the one enforcing things. She was enforcing, making us do what we needed to do.
I can relate.
So it made it seem like she was mean, but she really wasn't, because she always was laughing. I used to see her laughing with her friends. I would hear her voice throughout the whole house, or I hear her all the way outside. So she was a happy person, but it seemed like when she came around, in certain times and instances, it just seemed like, she had to enforce a lot of things. So that was my mom. That's my mom coming up.
Well, thank you for sharing. And now I know where you get that from. Because listeners, you can hear Vicky laugh all the way outside, down the hall, and around the corner. Okay. But it's a joyous laugh. And the only way you're going to know that is if you're around her and you know it. You can just pick it up, because I'm able to do it in a matter of a second. Okay. I just wanted to add one more thing.
Or are you?
Huh? Okay, I'm getting there. I just wanted to add one more thing about my mom. My mother was strict, so I grew up in a strict home, and then I had, a father that was into military, a cop, policeman, excuse me. So you can imagine what kind of life I had. So, but with that being said, when I was growing up, I was like, man, I can't wait till I get up out the house. But as I matured and grew up, I kind of see now how being strict, even though they might have been a little too strict, the strictness has helped me to do what I do or be the person I am today. Moving on to what kind of mother am I? This question is always difficult for me because I'm always seems to be around mothers that praise and be like, oh, I love being a mother. Oh, I love being with my kids. Truth be told, I'm going to tell you right now, that is not my testimony. That's not my testimony. But I'm not knocking the mothers that, feel like that, because that's their ministry. That's their calling. However, I did have a child. I'll be honest. I wasn't ready for him. I was trying to deal with my own disability, trying to live my life, trying to figure it out. But he came. And it was a struggle. But I've learned as I've gotten older, sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves and know our part and when we play in the part of being a mother. So with that being said, I feel that I'm the kind of mother that's willing to put my all into it, to do the best that I can, to the best of my ability, and not let outside opinions or negativity cloud my mindset of what it is for me to be a mother. As long as I have a relationship with my child and which I had to learn from my own experience because I didn't feel I had that with my mother, to make sure I have a relationship with my child and he knows that I'm there. And as long as he knows that, nothing else matters. So now, Miss Vickie, you want to share?
Very good. I love this. I love the way you put that.
I'm so glad.
So my my mother description is I've always wanted to be a mom. Part of it is because I was me and my brother. It was just me and my brother coming up. I had a sister. I have a sister that came along like after I was grown, and matter of fact, she's the same age as one of my kids. She's like 20-something years under me. But so it was just me and my brother that grew up together, and it always seemed like, like I was by myself unless if I was with my brother. And I always gravitated to other families that had a lot of kids. So with that being said, I always wanted to have, like, I used to say I wanted 10 kids. So I knew that I wanted to be a mother at a young age. When I did have my children, I ended up having 5. And, like Vika said, she wasn't ready. I wasn't either. But I still was looking forward to it. So the type of mom I am, I'm a down-to-earth mom, but I do know how to put my foot down when I need to, have always been that way. I did go through trials and tribulations with parenting. How you learn by, what is that word I'm looking for? You learn by
example.
No, you learn by the mistakes you make. Like when you make a mistake and then you be like, or by trial and error. It's like trial and error.
Yeah, there we go.
And so anyway, as I had all my children, starting from the first to the last, and even during the time of raising my kids, I ended up having like up to 5 stepchildren as well. So, I learned lessons, and then also I grew and I developed in my parenting skills. But one of the things that I believe that I was committed to was the goal of having a relationship with my children. Now, everyone may not see it as, oh, you did the best at that, because, some people just have a skill set. Well, for me, I may not have been perfect, but I always had the desire, so I always tried to figure it out, how to have a relationship with each one. So each child, we have our own personal relationship. Like I can sit down and talk to each one of my kids, and we have our own way, that how we communicate and how we give love to each other and all of that. So all of my children know that I love them. And then, so what else? The other thing was because I was taught how important education was, eventually when I gave in to going to get an education, I also believed in setting an example. That was the thing. As a parent, I believed in setting an example for my children because I was just like, okay, maybe if I don't know how to communicate it to them, maybe I can show them if I can't actually verbalize it. So a lot of times I worked on setting examples, and I still do it to this day, And when I say examples, I'm not talking about a perfect mother, a perfect person. I'm talking about somebody that's going through life and showing somebody how to get through whatever you got to go through on life. When life show up, how you get through it and how you move on from it and how you learn from it and all that whole situation. I'm talking about from the beginning to the end, like that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So that's all I want to say because we got to get to the other part.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Miss Vickie talked about her motherhood and how she had even up to 10 people, and she was like a mother in a shoe. I just want to add before we go on, Miss Vickie, just let me just say this part.
Yes.
I'm also blessed to be. I have one son. I'm also blessed to be a godmother, and because of Vickie, when I said I wasn't trying to be a mother, well, I guess God showed her something else because she asked me to be the godmother of her son, and then later on her daughter claimed me as her godmother. So I must be doing something right. So shout out to my God kids, and I take that very serious. All right. So moving on. So I thank Miss Vicky. Okay. And once again, being a mother is not an easy job. Well, yes. I don't think I had a choice, but you're welcome. Okay. For real. Okay. I really go. Anyway, as I was saying, congrats to all the mothers. And it's no easy task. There is no book. And being a mother, you're learning something every second, every day, every minute, every hour, so let no one make you feel any different. Moving on. Different types of moms. So we have we have an article. You know, once again, we don't just talk about things off the top of our head. We do our research. So we found an article, and it's from psychology.co.uk /5 mother types. The name of the article is 5 mother types. And this is what we learn, listeners. Did you know there's a perfectionist mother? Wow. What is that, you may ask? Perfectionist mother are usually known as typical and over-controlling, fearful, and anxious women for whom appearance is everything. Her children tend to be hypercritical of themselves, feeling inadequate and emotionally empty, says Porter, who is the author of this article. Now, this is not DJ Dick and Vicky, Miss Vicky. This is an article. Okay, so please don't shoot the messenger. Okay. Now, when the children, now we're going to talk about the children of the perfectionist mother. Their strength. Yes, they have strengths. If you're a child of a perfectionist mother, your strength, you're going to have a strong sense of commitment in relationships. You're going to be responsible and reliable in everything you do. You will value hard work. This article. Yes, please. Yes, say that part. Yes. That part. Because when I was reading it, I was like, okay. You value it. I know good and well I'm not that. I'm not a perfectionist mom, but I see some characteristics of the perfect mother, and mine was not in perfectionist. You value hard work and persistence as core character qualities. Now, your emotional legacy, you always feel that your opinions of others are far more important than your own. That almost sounds like narcissisticness, but we'll move on. You often have a heightened sense that the world is watching and judging you. So before we go on to number 2, Miss Vicky, do you have any comments about the perfectionist mother and the children of a perfectionist mother?
No, I can't wait till we get to the other part. So I don't have anything to say about that.
Okay. Next, unpredictable mother. Isn't this interesting, ladies and gentlemen? Man, interesting to me. These mothers are unpredictable. They're anxious, they're angry, they're unacceptably emotional. This mother is overwhelmed. Man, she's overwhelmed by her feelings, so her parenting style is based purely on her mood. Now that we brought this to your attention, I know you could be thinking about some folks. Be like, oh, man, that's what's wrong with them? Man, they parent based on their mood. This type has the most chaotic of the 5 styles. She creates problems, she creates issues and crises in her mind. You hear me? In her mind. Through her emotions and relationships, and she passes them on to her children. Now, children of unpredictable mothers. Their strengths are they have excellent people skills and the ability to be empathetic. They're often great motivators. Once again, according to this article, they offer emotional support to colleagues as well as friends and family. Their emotions, that's their strengths, ladies and gentlemen. Emotional legacy for the unpredictable children. They grow up they're growing up with an ingrained need to take care of people and their emotional issues.